bike up here, bro. Anyone want a dim sim?
What a view, eh?
You'll see where the single line goes off to the right. You guys
Cracker.
stay on the fire road.
Welcome back to the second half of the Murrumbidgee Rumble Hard Enduro. At the end of the last video, we were just coming up to the crest of the mountain range that the Hard Enduro track is based around. Coming back down the mountain range towards the starting area. The camera doesn't show it, but this track is quite steep.
How's it going, guys?
It's also dusty with lots of loose rocks as well.
Had to catch anyone yet? Not yet? Is this the beverage stop? You guys didn't bring an esky up? There you go, man. You alright? You got water? Cool.
Rather than trying to ride down these sections, I opt for the paddle method and take it nice and easy. There's nothing worse than crashing out on the home stretch. In a lot of these races, I'd say all of them actually, as the race progresses through the day, we start to see more and more chicken tracks and little bypass sections appear around some of the harder obstacles. And yes, while it's a lot easier to take the chicken tracks, at the end of the day, you're really only cheating yourself by taking these tracks. I'm checking my run up here, and you can see that I flick a rock out from behind my back tyre, just to make sure I've got a nice smooth drive up to this rock ledge. And of course, my family has perched themselves above this rock step up, just to provide a bit of moral support. It doesn't look like much on the camera, but it's on a bit of a hill already, and then there's quite a steep rock step up.
Good. How much of a hurry are you in?
No, not a hurry.
None? You want to go in front, yell out. Come on, Bessie!
Another tricky obstacle here, a smooth, off-camber rock slab covered in wet moss and mud.
Dooly dooly!
Very important to stay off the brakes coming down here, otherwise you risk running into the rock ledge on the left-hand side.
Don't scratch the stickers. No rush for me, mate. You can do it!
Coming back through the house, this is so cool going through here. through the garage. I took a quick 5-minute pit stop. I refueled my bike, had some water, some salt, and a couple of things to eat, and then headed back out into the field. By the time I finished my first lap, a couple of my riding buddies were heading out for their third lap, just to give you an idea on pace. Towards the end of the race, there's hardly any traffic out here, which is great because you can really take the time to pick different lines. By this stage of the race, I'm quite tired and I've also broken a few things on my bike. I'm really relying on the bike to do a lot of the work for me. I'm sitting down a lot, I'm not standing up on the pegs.
Righto, red tractor.
But the Shinko Cheetah tyre that I run on the back of the bike is holding up really well. It's gripping in the dirt and the mud and the rocks. So for hills like this, I can just sit down and using plenty of clutch, I can just paddle my way up. It's always funny looking back through these videos, picking apart different lines that you took and mistakes that you made, things that you could have done differently or things that you'd be more improved on the next time around.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
On one of the hills I came across another rider, her name is Cheyenne. And we had a bit of a chat at the top of the hill and agreed to ride together for the rest of the race, just for safety more than anything.
Oh, it's up to you. I don't want to hold you up.
It just meant you have to help.
And I'll be quite honest here, I had a really tough time keeping up with Cheyenne. She was not aggressive in her riding, but so smooth and fast. Most of the female riders that I've seen at the hard enduro races are like this. They don't look like they're going fast, but they're very accurate and very smooth in their line choice and their bike placement, as opposed to the guys who tend to rush at things and muscle their way through. But this is a perfect example of slow and steady and making the least amount of mistakes, which in turn gives you a faster finish time, less injuries to your body and less damage to your bike.
Hey, man down. All right? You all right? Do you want a lift?
Shit.
Down. You all right? Thanks, buddy. Done well. Holy j... Thanks.
Nick Mac was leaving with you.
That's it.
And here we are on the home straight, going down the ATV racetrack, coming up to the finish line. We get to open the bikes up and go over a few little jumps, which was a lot of fun. That's the end of the Murrumbidgee Rumble Grassroots Hard Enduro. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.